Hey, welcome. Hi, shit. This is how I start all my videos. Hi, welcome to Matt's Garage. It's like my thing. Everyone's got a thing. On this Dirt Everyday Extra, or what, it's like, it's all show. Thank you for the support after my rant last time. I mean, 9 out of 10 comments were positive, and then the insults come. Most people don't think the world is political, but it's extraordinarily political. It's a shame, really, because most people just aren't equipped to engage in that arena. And certain elements have been able to amplify their voice from their cowardly computers. So if anybody wants to have a conversation with me in person, well, let me know. Where am I at here? Yeah, so everything's getting closer together. See this? It's closer. Because my chassis is ready for the tub to go on. So let me just dismount and then show you what's happening here. I got my exhaust done. So I got the Summit Rod Builder Kit, which I can't recommend enough. It comes in a bunch of, let's see if I can show some of the remnants back here. Like U's and 22.5 degrees and 90s and straight runs and whatever. So I was able to make a Y pipe. You can kind of see the bottom of it there. That comes over, meets up. I've got my O2 bung right there. Y goes through, catalytic converter. It's a Flowmaster. Summit turbo muffler. And I haven't really finished this part because I want to get the body on because I want to really control where the tailpipe comes out here. For the body, I've got it hooked up. It's not tight or anything yet. That's I'm gonna lift it up. I got my family here, so we're gonna pick up the corners and gently set it onto the frame. With any luck, for the last time. Okay, a little bit about the exhaust. So it's interesting because, and this is where my ignorance comes through, the catalytic converter on the Summit website says the case is made of stainless. But I'm like, this doesn't, it's magnetic. So I actually welded it to the pipe and it welded just fine. I'm like, there's no way that it would even stick to the stainless, right? Like it wouldn't have worked if it was stainless. So I'm thinking maybe the inner case is stainless, or I don't even know what's stainless on it. I was able to weld it up pretty good. Anyway, so that may be a total mistake, but I'm sharing it with you because I'm very honest about my successes and failures. Love this Summit thing. I bought a couple extra flanges so I can make it removable in the middle just in case I need to service it. Hopefully I don't. And then, and then I got the corresponding gaskets that go with it. I buy these hangers here. It's nice. It's again from Summit, and I bought the special tool. I know I'll hopefully will not have to use that often, but anytime I do a restoration, getting these things out of here is like damn near impossible. So I have the special wrench for doing that. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about Raptor Liner. So some people commented, man, it doesn't even look like Raptor, it looks so smooth. Well, if you look underneath, there's actually a lot of texture, and that's because I shot that with the Schutz gun, right? It's got a huge orifice, and it just really shoots it all over the place. Well, I don't want that. First of all, it uses a lot of Raptor and lays it on really thick, which for the underneath is good. I wanted to have a little less of a texture, and I wanted it to last. So I have this HVLP gun, but it's unique because it's a siphon. So it comes with a big pot. So I just switched it with this DeVilbiss adapter, and I can't remember the model number. It's like a goofy one, like a 95 something. So this is a 408 Astro pneumatic gun. It comes with a 1/8 tip. I didn't like it at first, but when I took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together, it does work okay. It's not perfect. Like you can see the trigger actually hits this, so the design is not great. But I shoot all my epoxy primer and my Raptor with this, and I thinned it with 7.5% reducer. So I bought a $20 kitchen scale from Target, and I would just do like 500 grams of Raptor base, 144 grams of activator, 32 grams of color, and then 40 or some 50. It was 50 grams of reducer, medium reducer, urethane reducer, and with that, it laid down just like paint. Super nice. But you got to have your PSI a little higher on this than you would with what I do my base coat clear coat in, which is a DeVilbiss FLG4. So this is an expensive gun for like normal people, myself included. But for like paint snobs, it's like, this is like the bottom of the acceptable barrel. But you know, this isn't my profession, it's a hobby. So that is my paint setup. People often ask me, do I brace my doors? So like with the Bronco, that tub is extremely flimsy if you don't brace the doors. The Scout's a little more solid, but it definitely does taco a little bit when you raise it the way I am with the seatbelt mounts. But like I said, I have my family here, so I'm gonna have everybody just kind of standing in each corner trying to take some weight off, try to minimize that stress a little bit. But in the end, you know, whatever, it's a truck. You know. So it'll be okay. It'll be okay, really. What else I got here? I think that's it. So that is my regular update. Yeah, the COVID thing, man, it is. So I believe it started out apolitical. I believe people are just freaking out a little bit, but I think there's been some opportunism here. People say, well, you're selfish. I'm like, well, that's not true. I'm not selfish at all. I live for my family, and you know, I do other things that I'm not going to sit here and brag about that aren't for myself. But they, you're like, don't you care about people? And it's like, well, of course I care about people, but I do think they're all going to die. Did I miss something here? Like, do people just walk around afraid of death all day? I thought, why is that? Is it because, like, and I'm not particularly religious. I know this is deep, so if you just want car stuff, go watch somebody else's channel. But, you know, in America, we sort of killed God, right? And that's been a sort of agenda of leftist whatever for a long time. It's written into their code. So we killed God, and we didn't replace him with anything but the state, right? But the state isn't religion, right? And I'm not particularly religious or even spiritual, but I do believe in the wisdom of the elders, right? I've read the Bible, I've read the Bhagavad Gita, and I find them compelling texts, right? So without, like, people are just like yearning for some control or some godlike comfort or something's missing, right? Because like if you live a fruitful life, you don't necessarily wish for death, but should you fear it? I mean, I don't want to die. I want to live and be happy and see my grandkids, but dude, if it's your time, like, what? Like everybody needs to stop doing everything because it might not be that person's time and you killed that person. It's like, that's a slippery slope, man. That's a slippery slope. So what are we doing here? Oh, you don't understand. It's not the flu. It's totally the flu, guys. Go look at it under an electron microscope. There's families of viruses, right? There's the flu family, which includes swine, SARS, MERS, COVID, influenza. Then there's like meningitis, encephalitis, HIV. There's all kinds of viruses, right? This is a flu virus. That's what they called it at the beginning because that's what it is. So, man, but you say that, people freak out. People say, you're ignorant. Ignorant? What are you talking about? Ignorant? I'm an extremely educated person, man. Like ridiculously educated. I'm not ignorant. Oh, it's not the same. How's it not the same? Spread the same. Actually, lower death rate, especially among children, thank God. And it kills immunocompromised people, which is what the flu does. So, tell me, doctor, what am I missing? Oh, it stays airborne for longer. You don't know that. It's a freaking guess. You're guessing to explain the abnormally high death rate, which is made because you have no idea who's had it and who hasn't. So, something stinks to high heaven here. You don't close a walking trail over a flu. It's ridiculous. Hey everyone, this is Grandpa Matt's garage here.
Hi everybody.
Say hi to Andre. This is the guy.
Northwestern jacket.
This guy, he gave me all the knowledge, but only some of the height. I didn't quite get to the 6'3" level, but I appreciate it. This guy was doing like, what you remember ESAB welders? You see them on Motor Trend?
I used to sell sub welders in Iran.
Yeah. Like back in the day, right?
Back in
This guy,
74.
he flew up here from LA.
During the COVID-19.
How did you make it, Dad? I'm gonna miss you, Dad.
I don't know. There was only 8 of us in the whole jet.
Yeah, private jet. So I guess that's the advantage of COVID. It's like flying private jet.
Cleanest airplane I flew in like 40 years.
You know, some of them say I don't care about old people. No. I'm not calling you old. I'm just saying
No, I'm a senior citizen. That's okay.
Seasoned.
Seasoned citizen. I had a great life. I don't care.
You wonder where I get it from.
Nice to meet you.
See you next time on Matt's Garage.